Ladies and gentlemen, I never actually thought I would see the day. The World Ends With You came out back in like 2008, and I remember picking that game up on my Nintendo DS. It was one of those DS games that had the Square Enix tax of being $39.99 instead of your typical $29.99 or $34.99. But what a fantastic game it was. Unfortunately, back then, it didn't really get the notoriety that it deserved. It was a fantastic game. However, over the years, it has really developed this following, and it's gotten more and more attention. Then you saw Neku from the game make an appearance in the Kingdom Hearts titles, and then you saw the remake be released on the Nintendo Switch. I should say remaster, however you want to define it. It was released on phones with the World Ends With You on iPhone, and it seems like there's been a lot more attention regarding the IP, and also there's an anime that is coming spring 2021, but nothing tops the news that we heard today. Neo, The World Ends With You has been announced for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, and it is due out in summer of 2021. Look, if you've never played The World Ends With You, I implore you, figure out a way to play it, whether it be, I think the phone version is still up. If you have a Nintendo Switch, go pick it up on there. The Nintendo DS version is still really good. It is just a fantastic game with some really unique gameplay, a great recreation of Shibuya. I know it's a little bit dated at this point, so it doesn't have, the visual repertoire of something that would be released in 2020 or 2021, and even Neo is not going for this over-the-top visual style by any means. But The World Ends With You had an incredible presentation style, the art style was great, and it's a game that's really aged very, very well. I played the Switch version not too long ago, and I really want to go back and play it again because I'm incredibly excited for this. And also another great element of World Ends With You, if you ever played it, the music in that game is tremendous. One of the best soundtracks that you're ever going to see in a Japanese RPG, and given that Square Enix releases a lot of great JRPGs with great music, that says a lot. And I would put it in the upper echelon with some of their Final Fantasy soundtracks, and honestly, it might be a little bit better. I never really sat down and thought about, the top soundtracks in Square Enix titles, but World Ends With You is definitely up there with the best. Songs like Calling, Deja Vu, those are songs I still have on my phone to this day, and I'll listen to them while working out or something. They're just great tracks, and when you listen to the Neo The World Ends With You trailer, and obviously watch it, you'll notice that there is definitely some resemblance from the original World Ends With You music. However, it does seem like it's got a different tonality to it as well. I did not see any of the characters from the first game. I don't know if I missed anything. Seems like we do have a new cast of characters. We've got Rindo, Fret, Nagi, and Mina Mimoto. Neo The World Ends With You is the follow-up to the hit action RPG The World Ends With You, as said on the overview via Square Enix. Let's go over the entirety of it. Neo The World Ends With You transports players to the streets of Shibuya, where players will take on the part of the Reaper's game. A life-or-death battle for survival. Players will take on the role of Rindo as they explore the heart of Tokyo to uncover the mysteries behind the sinister game in which they have been forced to take part. Neo The World Ends With You brings a recreation of modern Shibuya to life in a unique and comic-inspired style, while also employing some of that unique elements that the original World Ends With You had. Definitely a different style with a more 3D look going on for it. Players can explore and enjoy the sights and sounds and culture of this bustling city, fight monsters alongside their ally companions in fast-paced action battles and complete missions as they seek to change the fate they've been handed. World Ends With You had an awesome narrative as well, and I would imagine Neo to really follow up with that. Hopefully there will be some ties to the original game, since they do say it's a follow-up to the hit action RPG. And what a wonderful game the original one it was. I honestly did lose hope of us ever getting a sequel, and then once, we saw a little bit of World Ends With You bleeding into Kingdom Hearts, then we saw the World Ends With You make its way onto phones, and then we also saw it on the Nintendo Switch. I started thinking, okay, maybe there's actually something going on with a new World Ends With You title, and then when we got that countdown clock on Square Enix's website, obviously in the World Ends With You style, I didn't want to get too excited because we've seen countdown clocks before. It could have been something like, oh, we got a World Ends With You 2021 calendar coming up your way. Oh, we got World Ends With You being ported to the PlayStation Vita. That would actually be awesome if we got a World Ends With You ported on the PlayStation Vita. No, but, obviously my thinking was I really hope it's a sequel, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. But now that we do have confirmation, Neo The World Ends With You, I see social media abuzz. People are super excited for it, and rightfully so. And I hope they can find a way to port the original World Ends With You to PlayStation 4 somehow. I know the control scheme would make it a little bit difficult. but I'm sure they could figure it out somehow, and yeah, that game was fantastic, and hopefully Neo The World Ends With You is a successful follow-up, and hopefully this one from a commercial standpoint does a little bit better, so we can see World Ends With You be a consistent part of Square Enix's portfolio, because I think this is an IP that can definitely resonate, not necessarily at a worldwide mainstream level, however, I do think it could be a solid commercial success if promoted the right way, if delivering on a quality basis, and I think in the 2020-2021 era, I feel like consumers, especially in the video game market, are more receptive to games that maybe a decade ago would fly a little bit under the radar. I do feel like the consumer space is a little bit different nowadays in regards and in comparison to 2008 when the original game came out. That game kind of really flew under the radar, and while I bought it right away and really enjoyed it, and a lot of other people did. The reviews were really solid. I feel like word doesn't travel as quick as it does now when you talk about playing something that's a little bit underrated. That goes for movies, that goes for really any entertainment medium, even music and things of that nature. Obviously, this isn't a 100 scale. It's not like every game that's good that flies under the radar is going to do incredibly well commercially, but I just feel like the world is at a relatively different pace than it was back in 2008, and I feel like that's fair to say. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. You guys excited for? Have you played The World Ends With You? If you haven't, really try to figure out a way to play it. I know we mostly cover PS4 stuff on this channel, so it might be a little bit hard to find a platform to play it on. But if you can get your hands on a Nintendo Switch, if you have a 3DS or something and you can pick up the original DS version, if you have an iPhone, and I believe the iPhone version is still up there, I don't see why it would be pulled, check it out. It's a really great game, and I'm super excited for this sequel. So sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.